derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful when the world's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got a good spot. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun. Good morning. Oh my gosh. Guys, I screwed up. Oh, this one over here is now working. Okay, don't worry about that. Music to the charts. All right, so if I can find my charts. There we go. ZN. Well, a little bit of support overnight. I'm concerned about the 10-year auction today. I think that there could be a little bit of selling. We'll see what goes on. S&P 500 and down overnight, but I mean they had an okay day yesterday, so that one's just kind of whatever. Okay, oil had a pretty good day yesterday. Wow. Back up to 78. Pulling back a little bit after that. Gold and silver kind of on the mend as well. Copper. Okay. You know, like copper was on such a huge rise. I don't know if this pullback from 5.2 down to 4.5 is like a huge deal or not, but I digress. Japanese yen still in doldrums, but on the upside with the treasuries here. Man, they really need things to go up today, don't they? Bitcoin further downside down to 6,700 and now pushing the lower end of its range of the last 2 weeks. Ugh, that could get ugly. Yeah, I kind of see a market that like it looks okay, but if the Federal Reserve meeting tomorrow was bad and turned into a sell all of the things sort of a thing, it could get super ugly super quick. Like that's the setup that I see, as everything kind of sitting at the lower end of their ranges, and momentum could come in really hard to the downside. Okay, so move today to yesterday. 10. Copy the template over to today. Okay, so big float today is the 10-year auction. No econ news and CPI / Fed meeting tomorrow, right? Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna double check here. Make sure I didn't miss anything. See these lane. Okay, so I didn't see any, just did a quick run through there. Expecting another slow session with possible weakness from auction. out. That chair over there. Okay. So, with that out of the way, we got 2 hours to chat because I really don't think this market's going to move too much. Should I, I don't need to be like, I can relax a little bit. Ugh. I think I'm going to have to, I am getting to that, that part of an active person's life where you have to use the painkillers to stay active, I think. So I got this bone spur on my elbow. I actually think that I like banged it on something, or there was a number of things that happened that might have chipped my elbow. And I think that the chip just kind of stayed there and grew back onto my arm, and that's what's causing this huge bone spur. Well, when I was weightlifting yesterday, it flared up, and it's acting like it's sprained. It's acting like my elbow is sprained. And so it was hard to, do overhead work and stuff. So I think I need to take some ibuprofen today to get that inflammation to go down and go away. I really feel it this morning. Oh, Herc has an actual question, like a good question. Say you miss a trade that aligns with your strategy and you want to take another entry at a worse price. How does one define the difference between said entry being a P plus setup and FOMO? Oh, okay. This is a tough one. So for me, I am taking all of the information that I know out there about the day and trying to anticipate what the flows will be for that day. So when I have a really good trade, it will keep trending, essentially. Like the moves that I want to see are going to be ones that go like, oh, wait, sorry, I need yellow. I draw a picture. It goes like this, maybe a little bit of a pullback. It goes like this, maybe a little bit of a pullback, right? So the big thing that you got to worry about is that usually by the time it's obvious that a real trend is going, you're usually in this area right here. Which is to say that as soon as you get in, this is where everybody else is getting in, and it will start pulling back on you. That is what makes the trading so difficult. Is that you wanting to get in, this the same things that are going to make other people want to get in, and all of you wanting to get in at that same area creates a liquidity hole and causes price to get stuck. Okay? So, in a situation like that, if I really think that I have a strong imbalance, when that liquidity hole forms, once it forms, then I can try and get a good price. Okay? So, how do I determine the difference between it being, like a worse entry versus me just FOMOing in? Is I think that it largely has to do with how much activity is going on. I don't want to get in right as things are getting crazy, right? I want to be in when it's quiet and then get out when things are crazy, right? So if I miss it, I wait 45 minutes. Wait 45 minutes because that's about how long it takes. Because you don't want to okay, it pulls back and then you get in here and then you have to sit through this for 90 minutes and that's painful. No, wait 45 minutes for here, and then you should get in before the next wave comes in. Is what I tried to do. Okay. But sometimes you don't know. There's not going to be another wave. You don't know how much you were expecting to come through. You were expecting some to come through, but you don't know if it's going to be more than what had already happened. Then I missed the trade. You don't have to take a trade. And I think that as retail traders, the most beneficial thing for us is going to be being very, very selective with our trades. Okay. I think that what tends to kill people is that they get in this mode where they have to take a trade. Especially these guys that are like scalping, equity indexes for a few ticks at a time, I saw this post on the subreddit this morning, and they had a bunch of trades, and I think a couple of them were scratches, and then a couple of them were like $100 at a time. But he had like 20 trades listed on there, and I think that he did them all on the same day. And he's like, "Is this consistent enough for do that for 5 years and come back and tell me how it goes." But when you trade like that, you feel like you have to be in the market all the time, right? And that kind of kills you, because eventually you'll find the market where what you're doing does not work and you get slaughtered. You're essentially saying that the same entry, well, not always. If it's not going to occur again, then I just don't want to get in. But I would much rather get the A+ setup. Right. Like, if I don't get the exact entry that I want, I very often will just sit out. Now, I've been too picky lately, so I don't know if that's actually the way to do it, Well, I think there's this larger thing, though, that you have to keep in mind, okay? I am not looking at the chart and saying I need the price to be above the 10-minute moving average and for the RSI to be above 50 and yada, all of these different variables in line with each other, and then that's my ideal setup and I take that. No, that's nonsense. And the issue that you run into when you start doing that sort of thing, like in back testing, you will definitely see this, is you'll say, okay, I have this idea. Here's my indicator. I write for this idea, and then I want to take a trade when this indicator is at extremes or something like that, right? And then you'll go in and you'll get a certain number of trades, and you'll say, okay, so it seems like this indicator does get me into some really good trades, but it also gets me into some really bad trades. And so now what I want to do is I want to filter things. I want to add another filter on top of my entry conditions to help me only get in on the good ones and not get in on the bad ones. And when you do that, a certain number of trades gets filtered out. Like before, you did it over 10 years and you had 10,000 trades, and now you've added this new filter on and you only have 5,000 trades. And hopefully there's a lot more of the bad ones that got filtered out than the good ones, but sometimes it's not, and people don't realize that it's not helping them. But anyways, you've reduced the number of trades, right? And what tends to happen, what retail traders tend to do is they start to overfit. As they keep taking things, they keep filtering it down until it's only the good trades that they want, and they're getting the performance that they want. And so, number one, you've overfitted to the past performance, and so it doesn't necessarily end up being an effective setup going forward. And number two, you've reduced the number of trades that you take, that the results that you're getting are no longer statistically significant. The results that you're getting is no longer worth it because you're just not making enough money, right? You have to take a certain amount of activity, Now, for me, I would like to be taking, a few trades a week. I've been less than that, but I'm okay not taking trades during the summer. After the Federal Reserve meeting, I don't like taking trades on Federal Reserve like like after the meeting, but like the next day, the day afterwards, I can probably do some stuff, right? So yeah, being too picky kind of hurts, especially in discretionary trading. But see, or sorry, not. I totally said the wrong thing. I said being selective really hurts in a what do we say, an automatic or a what's the word I'm looking for? Mechanical. Being too picky really hurts in a mechanical strategy. Okay. In a discretionary strategy, or at least my discretionary strategy, you often get a lot of wiggle room, right? Like, if we're really going to get a downtrend and I wanted to take a trade on it, I don't know. I think that we could see a decline maybe back into like this 08 area, perhaps. Okay. I'm not really looking super hard to take a trade today. But let's just say that I felt strongly enough about the 10-year auction causing selling that, you know, I think that we're going to sell. Okay. So do I want to sell it at 11? Well, I would have much rather have sold it at 12, right? 12 would have the higher end of the range that it's been in here. 12 would have been great, right? But if I really believe that I have an imbalance in the flows that's predictive, I can take it at 11, right? In that world, because we're expecting a large meta order to come through, the best trade tends to be the earliest one. I have a tendency to be too early sometimes, but the earlier you can jump on the trend, the better, right? And if it goes a few ticks, I can still jump on it, and so it often gives me actually a lot of opportunities to jump on board, right? Let's see here. Neil says they scalp because they're impulsive. They need to trade multiple times to scratch their itch. That's one of my problems, and I'm trying my best to fix it. And then Apal says, I agree with that. The wording almost makes scalping itself seem bad, but it's the exact people trying to scalp, which is probably trying to make it better. So the issue that I have with scalping strategies is this and this only. Almost every scalping strategy that I have seen from a retail trader involves taking on asymmetrical risk reward, where you're only taking a few ticks and the stop is much larger than your take profit. And so the results that they are getting is primarily a result of that low R factor, skewed risk reward, than it is anything to do with their setup. That's what I dislike about scalping as it is practiced in the retail trading world. So if you're doing something like, I am going to risk 2 ticks to make 2 ticks, and so if it goes 2 ticks against me, I'm gonna stop out, and I'm gonna like stop out, not, you know, risk the slippage and -3. Okay, and I take the 2 ticks when they come. So I'm going to have equal risk reward, but I think that there's an edge in my strategy. And so even though I have equal risk reward, I'm going to win 60-70% of the time. And I'm going to maybe scratch 10-20% of the time. Okay. Like, that is a scalping strategy that has some edge, and I would say well-established edge, because when you have equal risk reward, you don't need nearly as many data samples to understand the performance of your strategy. You're still going to need to see things like, how does it perform over different types of markets, and how does it perform over a 5-year time period? But in terms of like, am I doing this correctly? How am I doing in these current market conditions and so forth? The feedback that you get is much more accurate and immediate when you have an equal risk reward. When you have this skewed low R factor, you're going to win most of the time simply from the statistics of it. You're going to win most of the time. And so you're going to think you're a god. I win all the time. I'm so super, super smart, when it has absolutely nothing to do with you, nothing to do with your strategy, nothing to do with your risk management, and entirely to do with your risk reward, your where your stop and where your targets are, right? And so if you're doing something stupid, you're not going to find out until like you're already in it. This is the problem that I have with what I'm seeing with the Roaring Kitty thing right now. From everything that I know, this YOLO that Roaring Kitty is doing in GameStop is destined to fail. Unless there was some piece of really good news that really increased the amount of people that want to buy GameStop in the near future over the next week, that trade is almost guaranteed to be a loser, because he is basically like the whole market for that future, for that options contract, right? So there's no way for him to be able to like get out of the position, right? He is like 60% of that market or something like that. That is a position that you're stuck in. You're basically stuck in that position. And yeah, like people see him and follow him after him, and so he can kind of try and ride their, front run their order flow, which by the way, in my opinion, is kind of an immoral way to trade and make money, is to like, say things to sucker other people into buying so you can sell into them, sort of a thing. Okay, but he's not going to be able to sell the options. He's going to have to hold it to expiration. And so the issue is, okay, you got all of these retail traders and they bought in. Okay, who's left to buy? Is there really enough money? Because they're below his break even now, right? Is there really enough money to continue pushing that stock up and keep it there until options expiration? I'm not so sure. Right? And yeah, he creates a temporary impact on it, like from his tweets, but I kind of think that you've already seen that, and that it's kind of all downhill from here. So based on what I know, and of course there's still room for a certain amount of randomness, but based on what I know, this trade is a loser most of the time, unless you knew like if he knew what the earnings were going to be and the earnings were good, then it would be a different story, right? Like when they announced what their earnings or what their quarterly earnings were on Friday, like they pre-announced it, if those had come out and were really good and showed like huge double-digit increases from the year before and things like, it would be a completely different story, right? But instead, the earnings, the one thing, because I really think that this was like a play on the earnings. So the thing, well, I don't know what he's thinking, but one option might be that it was a play on the earnings. Well, that didn't work. And then on top of that, they diluted shares, and who knows how much of that they've sold already. It could be selling for several days, And so you get like this temporary euphoria and everything, but it's something that like it fools you. You don't realize the situation that you're in because you get in it and everybody's following you in it and it seems really, really good. But you're not realizing that if I have impact on going up, I'm going to have impact on going down and exiting my position and going into options expiration and all of those sorts of things, right? So that's the other thing, is that, maybe he gets lucky and he does get the break even, if not a profit, on his options. The next Monday, probably all of the options market makers that had to buy shares to handle all of these calls will sell their shares. And the stock, when it unclenches, it's going to be ugly. Yep. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself the villain. Yep. I don't, you say he's definitely trying to rug pull everyone. The thing that I'm really struggling with here, this is a thing that we humans do. This is what we have a propensity to do. This is the way that our brains work, is we try and mind read. We try and say, okay, if I was in his situation, what would I be thinking? Or based on the actions that he's done, what must he be thinking? But if you actually do a really thorough analysis, should we try and do that? A real thorough analysis of what his actions have been? I think you find that we don't have enough information, and that we really don't know what he's thinking or what he will do or what he intended. Let me see if I can do this. So how can I think of this? So the first thing is, what has he done? Okay, so let's do this. Roaring kitty mind reading. Okay. Well, why did I get 2 spaces there? That's weird. Okay. What has he done? Okay. So what has he done? He has tweeted. He has tweeted memes. He has taken on a very risky long position. Or no. Let's say he has added shares and bought calls. Expiring, is it this weekend? Is it this week? 1, 2, no, next week. Expiring next Friday. Okay. And he ran a live stream. Okay. So now, what are his possible motivations? Okay, one is he's trying to rug pull, or let's say he's pump and dump. Okay, he bought it and then started tweeting with the intention of everybody buying after him and causing the price to go up. Okay, but he got that pump. We're already past the peak of that, and he did not sell. Oh, so that's another thing, as we should add in here. Didn't sell after the pump. Okay. So based on that, I think that the pump and dump is probably not a viable strategy. So when we come in here, so pump and dump, what are some things that support the pump and dump theory? He tweeted after he bought. Okay. What is the easiest way for it to say a check mark? Okay, but I can just do this. X. I'll just put an X here. Oh, we'll do it like this. We'll do it like this. Okay. He didn't sell at the best time. Okay. So that could be that he is not trying to pump and dump. It could also be that he's just stupid and greedy. Right? Okay, the next one is he believes in the stock and likes it long term. Okay, that is in line with what he said on stream, but that one doesn't necessarily make sense, because why buy options? Why buy options? Right? Okay. Next one. He's just a degenerate gambler. Well, I would say tweets and comments aren't very informed. So I would say that that is in line with he's just a degenerate gambler. We know it's for real. He's posted pictures of it, and his broker has confirmed that those pictures are him. Is there something wrong with Rhythmic? I think that there might be, because I'm not seeing any updates. Any data provider will have a hiccup every once in a while. Wait. ZN is down at 08. Are you for real? You've got to be kidding me. Yeah. If it really just dumped there like that and Rhythmic is not giving me the data, that's kind of a bum deal. I wasn't expecting to take a trade today. Like, again, I said, I suspect that we'll have some downside and that we might head towards 07, but not enough for me to be, like, confident in taking a trade. No, I don't believe you now that the C says we're already at 07. You're messing with me. I don't believe you guys. But I am not getting updates. Let's see here. Do I have... What windows do I have open? Board. Yeah, they're not sending me any messages. So I'm going to close Rhythmic. That's weird. Hold on. Okay. Let's try that again. I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna see that it's still just sitting at 11.5 and you're all full of crap. Okay, well, I can reconnect at least. Let me grab this quote board thing here. I'm still not getting new messages. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I think that I'm just stuck. Okay, what would be the argument against that he's just a degenerate gambler? I don't know. I don't know if I have one. Okay, so based on that information, I think it's the most likely that he is just a degenerate gambler. But, like, I kind of have points for and against all of these different things. So I don't think that I really have enough information to confidently say what Roaring Kitty is actually thinking. Is kind of what I'm getting at. But, like, that's kind of how I game it out. Like, there's enough it could be any one of those three, and there'd be no way for us to know because we can't read his mind, right? So just it's a thing. It's called mind reader bias. So we as people have this bias to think that we know what other people's thoughts and intentions are, and we don't. Keep that one in mind, especially in relationships. Especially if you're like an anxious person, you'll have all of this tendency and thinking that oh, my partner thinks this about me or wants, this, that, and the other, and they're all just concoctions of your own mind. Man. Well, I think this is by far the worst kind of data outage I've experienced, certainly with Rhythmic, if not ever. Because he says my free didn't freeze. It's super interesting. Yeah. Dude, if I was in a position, I'd be very, very upset. I mean, you will definitely see just about every data feed like go out every once in a while and have an issue, but this is particularly bad. I don't know if it's enough for me to want to leave, the advantages that I get with Rhythmic behind. If this happened more than once, though, then I would maybe start thinking. I wonder if anybody in Jigsaw is saying anything. No. Octavius is sending me a book map. Oh, that's a relatively large channel. Let's see here. Well, here's the Trader Dep. Anyone having issues with Rhythmic and Apex again? Apex not restored. I wonder if I get an email. No? Not yet, at least. Latest. Most of these people that are complaining are on Apex that trading though. Well, I am definitely not the only one having issues on Twitter. Just a few people saying on Twitter that their Rhythmic is not working. Now, if I pull up a quote board. No, not a quote board. An order book. Yeah, so if I pull up the quote board in Rhythmic, it shows me stuff It shows it at 109 even. Are we really at 109 even? Are you for real? Can you show me a picture? Show me a picture. I'm still a little bit skeptical. Show me a picture. It says that it's at evens. No, this one right here has it at evens. Oh, you say it's 09? No, it ain't that low. Well, that's weird. But see, the thing that I was looking at was I should be seeing messages per second in my quote board, right? And I'm not getting anything in my quote board. Oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. Come on. Oh yeah. Okay. The way Rhythmic reacts to being resized is super annoying. Super annoying to me. The same on E. Try to futures V2. This gets me into though, like, okay, so if I reconnect, does it change? In a situation like this, I usually get an email from the broker, right? It's kind of funny because I remember there was quite a period there where like CQG was having big issues, right? Octavius posts a picture. Okay, we are at 09. Oh, hey, that time it worked. Interesting, but it dropped data on me. Like there's my volume profile is screwed up now, right? I think if I did this and that forced it to reload the no, maybe not. You reckon CQG? Oh, that's what I was saying, is that like a year or two ago, you were getting issues like this on CQG, like almost every day for a week or something. So if I was on Trading Technologies or IQ Feed, I would expect to never get a data outage like that. I would expect to never get a data outage like that. But Rhythmic and CQG, yeah, it happens. Once a year, you'll get some sort of a hiccup of some sort. Okay, well, so here's a good opportunity to kind of game out our question from earlier. Okay, again. So remember earlier I was saying, well, I do think that they're going to sell. So could I sell 11? Answer, yes, you could. And you could have made a good 6-6 off of it. Okay. I would have been better to have sold 12, for sure. Now can I sell 08? Well, what I see is that it would be there might be an area of support around the 07, 08 area, and it has slowed down here. So if I were to go short 08, that might only be 2 ticks. So the risk reward that you get going short here isn't very good. Unless you think it's going to like 109 even. All right. Well, that really threw me off. And it is curious. It did definitely win out like right as we started breaking lows. What's with that? Was there like a strong sell impulse when we broke there? Tomorrow will be bond market busy. Oh yeah, they can't be having issues like this tomorrow. That'd be very, very bad. Susie says it wasn't particularly crazy. Well, interesting nonetheless, I guess. I feel like that I should have something to say about what are the motivations for Roaring Kitty, but I really don't know. I don't think he's just trying to pump and dump, but he could just be greedy, so. You know what's wild to me is if you go to like the super stonk subreddits and everything, they're like trying to parse every individual little thing that he said for like coded messages and things like that. And it's just I have never in my life, never seen a situation where somebody was saying something publicly with like coded hidden messages involved in it, and people solved the coded message, and then it ended up being to their benefit in some way. Never seen that. I think that once you get to the point where you're like trying to micro parse what people are saying and thinking for coded messages, that you're in cuckoo land, and that you're probably going to lose money if this has anything to do with trading on the stock market. Is it allowed to place multiple limit buy and limit sell orders on the bonds to get a better Q position? It is. It is. So there, if you were using a professional DOM, it will automatically bid an offer for you every time. Like if it ticks up, they will place a bid, and then if there's a chance of that bid getting filled, it will pull again. So like you would have a bid at 09 right sitting right here, and if volume started going off at 09, they would pull. Wow, it's coming right back up here. Maybe I should say it on the offer. It's like there's 2,700, 2,800, but there was a second, not too long ago, 5,000 contracts, right? So as soon as it became the best bid, okay, now it's stacked. Right now there's 4,000, right? It ticks back up and holds there for a little bit. You probably see a lot of those orders cancel. And it's because there's these guys that are placing bids and offers everywhere to get a place in line. We call it an alligator or a crocodile. I guess we call it a crocodile. This is basically you have an order laying in wait. And like maybe you put a bid here at 09 and price comes up and then it comes all the way back down and we've got some momentum. Well, I'm going to get a fill at 09. I can, as she goes, sell at 09 half. And then because I have a good spot in line. Easy, easy winner. If you have the good Q position. Close that, close that. Well, French bonds plunge amid Macron resignation rumors. Rumors were quickly denied, but the damage had already been done. That's curious. Do you know a platform that has better stop orders? For example, in the bonds, it would be very beneficial if you could set up your stop order so that it sells only at a certain amount of limit orders. Well, so Jigsaw has a volume stop. So basically it says I can come in and I can say my stop only triggers if I want to stop sell, my stop only triggers if there are less than 1,000 orders on the bid or something like that. So like if it comes down there, it becomes the best bid, and even if some volume goes off at that price, it won't get triggered, but it will get triggered if the number of limit orders is less than 1,000. Extremely useful. Extremely useful. Gotta be careful with using it as like your stop because you'll often catch slippage with that. Now if you go over to trading technologies, you can like write your own orders of that sort and you can make them pretty complicated. And I guess on NinjaTrader, you know, you could kind of make something that would work to do that in NinjaTrader, but it wouldn't, you know, it would be kind of janky. It'd be kind of janky. Because at the end of the day, it's a synthetic stop at that point, right? Like it's basically waiting for a condition to be touched and then sending a market order. I'm not aware of any other platform that has the volume stop other than Jigsaw. Not that it's not out there, but I've never heard of anybody else having it. Back to 08, huh? So I'm noticing that it didn't take very many orders. So they're pretty loose all the way through this area. That's curious to me. I thought it would be a little bit thicker than that. It's a little concerning to me. So in that kind of a situation, you're putting on a little bit more risk. Like the chances of you just taking a trade somewhere in here and it moving up like 2 random ticks against you for no reason are pretty high at the moment. But it also makes me wonder, what are the conditions as such that the market makers are going to let it do that? That's very different from the conditions that I was expecting. So I kind of have to be on the lookout now. What's going on? Guy live trading GameStop explains how doing mushrooms helps you trade. Oh my gosh. Trading the inside spread from the bonds in the evening, and I'm looking not for the highest follow, so it should be fun. Oh, that's a interesting time to trade bonds. I guess if that's what you were doing, it would probably be a better. So this really can be really frustrating to trade that way during the active hours, right? It's just, you just never get a good queue position, right? It's like you're always 4,000 in line, And then when you get a fill at 4,000 in line, it's like, then you get the adverse excursion, right? If there's that many orders willing to trade into it to get you filled, then the probability is that the momentum is down, right? So, one mistake a lot of beginning traders make is, oh, if I go long here, it's just random. I have a 50-50 chance of that being a winner, right? Well, no, because in order to buy right now, I'd either have to get filled at 08 or cross the spread. So if I cross the spread, I'm already immediately down to tick. So like that right away, my win rate is, that will hurt my win rate. Like coming in with a market order, it's going to be like 45%, right? But then if I come in with a limit order, okay, then I don't get that. But I have the adverse excursion. If there's enough market orders to fill me, then there's a good chance that there's more orders to hit below me, right? So this is the probability of adverse excursion. And so the actual random win rate for retail trader is actually 45%. You only, now if you do some things like you kind of game icebergs to get your position in, or you are catching the edge when you're market ordering in, so that you buy just as it's about to tick up, and so you could immediately scratch out if you wanted to, then it becomes 50-50, right? Yeah, queue position is important, especially if you're in treasuries and you just want to make it tick. But that's kind of why I'm not sure it's realistic to play that game. Not during peak hours. You don't get a good enough position in the queue. So it's you want to know what the flows are likely to be. I think we made a pretty good call on that. They would be sell. It's only a little bit. Did rhythmic come back? Yeah. I restarted again and then it was fine. I wasn't the only person on Twitter that reported an issue though, so. The bigger the order, the quicker you get filled, no matter where. That's only true in the 2 year. The 2 year has this pro rata fill where your fill is based on the size of your order and all that. Everywhere else, it's first in, first out. And even the 2 year, they've like gone back and forth on it, I think. So I'm not 100% sure what it is at this current time. Well, there's a few ticks up again. You know what? I think that on this side, I need to reconnect my Ninja Trader because it's not. There we go. Okay, so there was, when we did that sell, it was pretty quick. It was a quick 10,000 contract, but nothing crazy. I kind of feel that dull pain in my elbow again. So, like, one of my concerns then is like, okay, so if I use ibuprofen and it like makes it go immediately away, do I risk like hurting my elbow further by doing that and lifting on it? Oh. I guess I need to do these. Build up that. Make those arms, elbows like bulletproof. ATIS, I'm not 100% correct at calculating the Q position. What experience do you have with Jigsaw? Oh yeah, so Jigsaw is very, very good at like predicting your Q position. So actually, where is it? I think it's in here. Is it in here? No. Maybe it's in these settings. Swear on my life, there's a place where you can change the estimate. Where is it? I don't think it's in these appearance settings, but I thought it was under trading or under parameters. Auto center. It might be order. I don't know what order quantity step is. What broker to use? I use Edge Clear. I use Edge Clear with rhythmic data. I swear it's in here somewhere. What's your timeout for the market? Like the ones in Clear Trades, timer interval is 2,500. The default is 2.5 seconds. Oh my gosh, I thought it was like in the options. Options. Autosave workspaces on exit. Market depth throttle. Use local volume stops for CQG. Log error. Smart queue. No. The Arca book on GME is incredibly stacked on the offer. Oh, yeah, now's a good time to go and look at that, huh? I'm pretty sure that somewhere in Jigsaw, there's a setting that basically allows you to estimate when orders pull, what percentage of those orders are in front or behind you? So basically the jigsaw, like real fills, tend to be a little bit more strict than what life would be. But I say it does a pretty good job at saying where you are in the queue. I think that if that's something that you're like really focused and concerned about, Jigsaw is definitely the best platform for you. Like, that's the thing that Jigsaw is concerned with, and I haven't seen any of these other platforms have features related to that stuff. Wow, 1 tick on ZB? Okay. That's a little scary to me. As long as you're equal risk reward. I know, we had this whole conversation earlier about the scalping, and the reason that I dislike the scalping is that most people, you know, have a big stop. Most people have a big stop and it fools them. Well, so GameStop did have a decent sell on the open, but that sell was mostly just retracing the overnight upside. So it's just like back to yesterday's low, and it hasn't broken lower yet. I could see things getting a little hairy if they break that downside. If the options, so here's the thing. If GameStop goes back below 20, then probably a lot of the hedging needs and so forth for the market makers change because of, you know, this guy's big position at 20. So that I think that below 20 is where GameStop could start to get really well, let's say a lot of people will be wailing and gnashing their teeth. Eldorado says you don't really have to worry about fills, and even a market order would work for you. Yeah, in ZB for 1 tick, he kind of does have a point there, I think. That, like, for 1 tick, it's pretty easy to get a fill in ZB. So if your average, so excuse me. So if your average winner is 1 and your average loser is 1, and your loss rate is less than 5%, that's awfully impressive. Even doing that over like 1 day and getting those kind of numbers would be impressive. I don't know. When I've tried, I don't know if I've tried doing that in ZB, but when I try and go for 1 tickers, I will kind of run into this thing where it's like I'll get it every time, and then I'll have this like terrible losing streak where I'll lose like 10 times in a row, and it's like inexplicable and what the hell and all that sort of a thing. Otherwise, I'd just do it all the time. Actually, over here in ZN, I have been doing like little scalps in certain situations to be like, well, look, in this situation, you probably can. Those have been working okay. We'd still, you know, That's pretty good for one day, but I always have to come back to, like, I have success over 5 years is super, super tough. And what you'll often find happen is you'll have a strategy and it works for a few months, and then the market changes on you for some reason. Tivia says the 2 years are weak. I think I'm going to go with, I don't know if the risk reward is worth it, but I do see the flows continuing to the downside, and that we could get another wave that takes us lower. S&P 500 on the open ain't very happy. Going back towards yesterday's lows. See if they get to 53.40, if they find some support there, or if they blast through it. Allergies. Okay, so since things have kind of calmed down, I think I'm gonna take another trade. Let's come in and look at this. Oh wow, it gives me all of the code and everything. Does it give me params? No additional params for the trader calendar. Results. Oh wow. It's like it goes on forever. Let's try it. What was this website called? Rapid API. Oh yeah, it's no. How do you do it? Split tab? No, I want to split tab the other way. Close other tab. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted either. Fine, I'm gonna go and look in the settings and find the keys. Actions. New pane. Where is it? Split pane down. Alt Shift minus. Oh, Alt. The only one that I didn't try. Alt Shift minus. There we go. Okay. So down here. Oh, and then what is it? Alt Shift. Wait. Oh, maybe I made that on. I don't know what it was. Okay. Screw that. Let's do it this way. Broken pipe. I forget how to do this. Oh, that's right. Save. Okay, so what is the last piece of news that it gives me? 2023, November 2023. Quarterly earnings releases. When we were looking at this the other day, the KRE is ugly right now. Well, if yeah, 95% win rate would be suspicious. It's probably going to be higher than that. You're doing it long enough. Okay. So when I was looking at this before, I was getting all excited because it was like a trader calendar and everything. But it doesn't look like it's giving me any parameters. And the events that I'm getting are because I kind of want or would want to have future as well. That's really curious. There is a payload. Country, USA. Country. Like, I would think that there would be a way for me to, like, filter the dates that I'm pulling and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe search 2024. Oh. It does. It's maybe not even necessarily in chronological order. Employment situation, category, market, importance 5. I love how they call it employment situation, but it's the non-farms payroll report. Okay, and it is showing me ones in the future. Yes, that's make it bigger. This right here. Data. So it does come to me in JSON, so I think it's like load s. Yeah. What should we call this? I want to call it data. Data equals, but they're already using JSON, so, or they're already using data, so I'm just gonna have to change that. Okay, JSON load s data. I think that'll work. I don't think I have to decode it. It's been a month or two since I've done this stuff in Python, so I have to like look up all the, okay. Python for each JSON. I think I can just say for value and data, colon, print, print value dot, or I think it would be value just like this short disk. No. Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay. We're in business, I think. Holiday, productivity, job openings. Okay, so I think that we come in here and we say if if value category equals market, print the short description and the time. But I'm actually going to do it title equals that. Have you ever tried the Indian? I don't know if that's a question for me, but no. I wish. I've heard some things about the Indian market that makes it sound like it would be an interesting place to try and participate, but you know, I would probably need to learn Indian and So I think that I just make a date time out of that, right? Like I can say date equals date time dot strp time, like that. Maybe it might require me to pass in a format, but it looks like it's in a really common format. Do I complain about that? Oh, this isn't JavaScript. Oh, I forgot to import date time. Import date time. Let's get rid of this print statement. Module datetime has no attribute strp time? Really? From date. Oh, maybe I need to do it like this. From date time, import date time. Dang. Yep, it does. Is it first trade, last trade, or settlement that you look to know the roll dates? So I think it depends on the market, right? So in the treasuries, you basically look at first call, and then it's the day before that. It's really hard to figure out from their documentation. So like in the treasuries. Okay, so if you come to settlements, month, oh, that's, yeah, none of that is useful. Volume and open interest, time and sales specs. Trading hours, minimum price fluctuation, listed contracts, deliverable termination of trading. Terminates 7 business days prior to the last business day of the contract month. But that's the termination of trading. That's not when you want to roll, right? Trading at settlement. Rolls. Yada, yada, yada. Price limits. Okay, so I think what we do is we go to settlement procedures. Oh, this is just how to find the final settlement date. That's not what we want. We want delivery. Come in here, maybe reference data, page 3, or maybe a delivery. Oh, that's what we were just looking at, wasn't it? It's group settlements, yep. Oh, maybe it's this one right here. The Treasury Futures Delivery Process, 8th edition, published May 2023, so a year ago. Okay. What is the delivery timetable? Okay, this is where we want, right? Historical analysis. What is deliverable?
Block cell.
Ooh. At 09, okay. See the timetable for delivery on page 6. Okay. Before the delivery process can begin, each clearing firm must declare the CME clearing its long positions in the expiring contract. This occurs initially on first position day, which is 2 days before the first business day of the expiring contract's delivery month. Okay. I thought it was first call, but it's first position day. So if the contract month is June, the first business day is the 3rd, and so it's 2 business days before that, which is the 30th. And then I always just look at it as 3 days before the first day of the month. So 1, 2, 3, and then I switch the day before that. But maybe it's the Wednesday. I'm almost certain we switched on Tuesday though, didn't we? But I think that my platform switched on Wednesday. So. Okay, that's for treasuries. In index futures, it's different. And in index futures, it ends up being 3 days before the 3rd Friday of the month. Like the same day as the options expire. Yeah, the pace of the roll says 8 days to expiration. No. So if you're programming it, that's and we're talking treasuries, that's what you want right there. Is find the first business day of the contract month and then go 2 business days before that is first position day. And then the day before that is essentially roll. And it might be that and the day before. Okay. On the first day of the process, intention day, the owner of a short position in an expiring contract instructs their clearing firm that they intend to make a delivery. A short clearing firm can declare intent to deliver anytime from the second business day prior to the delivery month or first intention day through and including the second business day before the last business day of the delivery month. Last intention day, right? So that's when you roll. Because after first intention day, owning a position could potentially put you on the hook to have to provide a treasury, right? So your broker typically will not let you trade on that contract after first intention day, unless you have a really big account and you tell them that I do want to deliver or buy or actual treasury. So if it's ES, I think that you're going to switch next Wednesday. You might, if you're just looking for when you as a discretionary trader are going to switch. I mean, what is this for? It really depends on what this is for. Matters a bit. Next week. Bank holiday. But who's it a bank holiday for? Oh, it's Juneteenth. Okay, so you probably would trade it all the way up until Tuesday. Juneteenth is on a Wednesday. Man, this holiday. So far, like what has it been? This will be the third Juneteenth as it being an official holiday, right? But every time that it's come up, it's kind of just been like an annoyance to me. Having like a day off in the middle of the week is a little irritating to me, to be honest. For a holiday that like not everybody gets off. So if it's 3 business days before the third Friday of the month, then the pace is okay. We are 8 days away from it. Yeah, so here's the thing. Is that we got a Federal Reserve meeting tomorrow. We've got CPI tomorrow. And then Thursday has still got stuff, right? PPI. And then Friday has got University of Michigan inflation expectations. So I would expect that people will be trading, that not a whole lot of volume will be trading the front month until next week. Now, Monday and Tuesday probably is when you'll start to see the volume get iffy and people start switching. For ES, right? So if it's like you're looking at order flow and you know that order flow gets iffy around there, you're going to be aware of that, then that's what you would want to look at, is like look at the news and look at when it's set to expire to kind of see how people will game out trading that. Oh. Why is it 025? That's a little weird. So they're putting a leading 0 on the date no matter what? What the F? Okay, so wait. Print F title, dates. Yes, it does it fine until it gets to this one. Job openings and labor. Oh my gosh, that's so weird. Hey, Rapid, your API is effed up. It puts a leading 0. That totally screws up the script. Everything else is working okay, though. Everything else is working okay, though. Except for that, probably I want to go and take everything and like sort them by date. That would kind of help. I think though that like that name and yeah, I think that name and date are like all we need. Gmail just got halted. Oh my. Of course. Well, when it moves about $1, that's generally going to be enough to halt it. Looks like they just opened it and it halted again. Oh, nope, it didn't halt, but it reached the limit. So now we're back to, should I pull the thing, pull the things up so that you can see the halt? Get the data so that you can see the halts. See what price is going to be. Would people watch for that? I don't know. That's pretty crazy action, though. Although, if that ends up being the high for the day, I still kind of think that's trouble. Because, like, that surely must be retail traders coming in and buying it really aggressively, right? So, if that's as far as they can get it, then it doesn't speak well for the future. But if there's more flow behind that, if they are able to continue buying it today and getting it up, then that would be very positive. Or at least say that would give me a little bit more hope for upside in GameStop. I don't think they're not like any news or new tweets or anything like that, is there? Past hour. Oh yeah. I was coming in here, somebody was like, how come when the stock price drops 6% in 3 minutes there's no halt, but when it goes up 2% on a Friday it does? Seems like manipulation. I can't think of any reason why this is happening. Well, it's because you just don't understand the algorithm. But then I realized that I'm banned from Super Stonk anyways, so can't answer that one for you. Sorry. Just come in here. I just want to make sure that there's not like a new tweet or something. Okay, well, so one thing that I do note is that GameStop is turning around with the rest of the index, and that the S&P 500 did find support below 5340, and so that might be some of the upside. Okay, yeah, no, anything more than that, so. Okay, you know what I'm gonna have to do? I think I'm gonna have to detect this one specific condition and nip it. I'm going to do something super complicated here. So if you want to learn to do secret code monkey stuff, watch and learn. Python, regex. My test string is going to be, no. Where is it? Back here. That is going to be my test string. My test string is going to be this. Okay, so if we do now I'm going to go to ChatGPT. Write a regular expression to detect an ISO date to detect an incorrect ISO date with 3 digits for the day. Yes. That's exactly it. Fucking yeah. ChatGPT for the win. Match results. And it matches it. Okay. Okay, so then we come in here and we say import RE, which is regex. Okay. And then up here we say space P. I think that string will work. Let's see here. Yeah, what is the raw? Oh, it's like this. It's R. What the hell? Yeah. Bad. No, what should we call it? Triple date. Yeah. No. Let's see here. I think that we say if re.search and then the text triple date, or sorry, the regex, and then the text value start, or no, let's do it like this. Date text equals value start. And then here. Then I think we do how to remove characters from a string. Come on, I know it's in here. And it will be 1 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. But it'll be 7 plus 8 text 9. See if that worked. Aha. Close. Oh, okay, so I made a mistake already, I can see. First I'm gonna get rid of this print statement. Second of all, this needs to be like that. Should this be from 8? What? $71. Oh wait, what the F? Okay, now that is a little weird. 071. Well, let's see here. Up in here. 71. What? Wait, what? Okay, so this one, the consumer sentiment on the 23rd, it has a trailing 1 on the date. the way that they're saving it. Has anybody else ever used this data? Surely they must not be aware of these. So that is the 17th, because you can see from the and date here. Right. Well, they say that it's from 10 to 11. That's funny. So they say that it's the whole hour. But the end date has the correct date on it. Huh. Huh. Print F date text close and 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 yes. Is that how you do it? Python try catch. Oh, it's accept. Okay, so in all of those instances... Oh, now wait, that's curious. Okay, hold on. Oops. Oh well. I accidentally popped that window out. Okay. Wait, so why does that one not work? Okay, but for that one that we had an issue with, where it's 71, there's no close. It works for that one. Now this one right here, this one should work too. Or maybe that should be an 08. Oh, actually, no. What it's doing is it's going... If I only show one, it's because it did the change. So it did the change and that one succeeded, and it did the change and that one succeeded. So we don't need this anymore. Freaking annoying that, but I'm set in a second. Well, we got only a few minutes. Okay, so there are a few here where it can't fix it, where the data that is in there is completely incorrect. Do they not all have IDs? Okay. So that's pretty good so far. But we can come over and to these guys. Oh yeah, we don't need that anymore. Don't need that window anymore. This right here. Submit a request. I have a question for technical support. Products. What is this? API overview. So I'm still back to what is wrong. Okay, that one, it's because it doesn't have the leading zero. Oh, this one, it's because it doesn't have the T. Let's see if they come back to me like, is it fixed? What genre of music is this? Yeah, I don't know. It's the hype playlist is what it is. It's hype. That's what it is. But they combine a bunch of different genres. And I don't know which song you're talking about, if it was this one or the one before that. I would describe this playlist as mostly like really poppy sounding trap. Okay, well, so I said that we might have a little bit of a decline here. It did, but then since then it's ranged. So I think I called that one pretty well. The S&P 500 got a pretty good dip and is recovering now. So that is unexpected, but I don't know if I was really, expecting anything for the S&P 500, but it's a little curious. I don't know what that initial sell was or why we're gaining support there. And then we come to GameStop, and GameStop seemed to ride along with the S&P 500, but it has kind of over the last 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes or so, subsided a little bit. There could be more upside left. If they were to do this in waves and you got another wave up, that would be really good, right? But I doubt that they're that smart. But let's see what happens. Where the end of the day will be kind of important. It's kind of trying to hold this 25.67 or so, because that's where Roaring Kitty is profitable. So that's going to be like a key resistance point here, right? And yeah, I do have a chart that can show you where the halts will be triggered, but I just don't care enough. Maybe if you guys get enough people to like tweet at me or something to open it up, then I will put it out there. I don't know. I should make a tweet. That's what I do. Let's make a tweet. I'm so sick of all the disinformation on GME halts that I wrote in Ninja Trader Indicator. Let's link it. Copy message link. If this tweet gets enough links, I'll buy data and stream it. Is that enough as to just say GME? I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna post it. You want me to buy the data? Go on the Twitter and like the post. Here, wait. Let me oh no, that doesn't work. Right here. Go and like the tweet. If I get like 100 likes or something, then I'll do it. It's $70. It's $70, man. Like, okay, guys. So some good progress today. I could maybe clean that data up and use it. Like instead of querying it every time, we did save it to a file, so I can load it from the file and I can just go and fix the issues in the file and continue from there. But I did let them know that it was bad data, so probably save that to next time. We'll do that next time, and then kind of massage the data and spit it out in a way that will be the most useful for our Ninja Trader indicator to use. Okay? Give me time. Stay excellent.